Hello there everyone and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program, Better Than Starting Manned. We are here in the VAB with the final prototype, which we are going to very briefly test today. Today's going to be a short episode because I am getting ready to go on vacation, but I didn't want to leave you hanging. There were so many good suggestions from Mitko, Sean, and thank you both. Thank you everyone for your feedback as always. Anyways, I'm sure there will be a bit more feedback on this monstrosity, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. So, based on your thoughts, we have... Apparently these overheat less if you put them under small tanks. Who knew? We've got 6 liquid boosters with separatrons to help them not hit the ship on the way out. We've got a 4-engine boost, but with 4 of these tanks here. And then we have a 4-engine middle stage. Now I got to change this because it was a 31-ton prototype. I have tested this. I did have to test this once off camera, mostly because the recording failed. But it failed with 130 tons. So I've cut it to 120, which is 2 50-ton sections and 2 10-ton payloads. And if we can get this into orbit, we can consider this to be a fully functional prototype ready for our next project, which will occur after I return from my vacation. So a few problems I still have with this thing is it's a little springy on the launch pad, and I'm a little worried about it being just a tiny bit short as far as power goes. Now I could theoretically get 130 tons into orbit, but it would require a little bit of fuel in this uppermost stage. It would basically require a 3rd stage. Now you see it's a little springy on the launch. Oh, I take that back. I haven't changed anything. Apparently it sprung to death this time. It broke the linkage right there. I've watched it do this a lot today. So we're going to revert, and what I was worried about was that supporting the whole ship with those lower tanks was going to be the problem. I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to put 6 of those on, and that should keep the thing from falling to shreds this time. Because these aren't really that strong, those linkages right there. And I didn't really find those upper control fins were that necessary in the earlier test that did fail. It unspectacularly failed. It got into orbit. I think we were short. We got to negative 86 periaps. Native 86. So basically we were almost there. Like I consider that almost in position. There we are. That's a little better. No spring in your step. Here we go. With a launch. So hopefully with the 10 tons less, 120 is not a bad number to be launching. It's a decent quantity. A decent mass. Now it does overheat ever so slightly. Now I might just need to take a bit off of this upper stage. These boosters might not need quite as much fuel. But we'll see. We will see what we will see. The important thing is that the thing is solid and efficient. I've never played around with using the stack adapters in this manner. It's an interesting result, and the 4 engines was almost enough to get 130 tons up. I think the actual number lies somewhere in the middle, somewhere between 120 and 130. I really hope anyways. If it doesn't, we are going to be a little bit sad. But there might be some final finesse that needs to be done on this. I wish I had time to record a full episode, but yeah. So this is going to go up on Friday, and then next week there won't be any episodes of the Kerbal Space Program. I've run out of time before my vacation. So the next episode at the earliest will be the Tuesday after the first Tuesday in August. Worst case scenario, a little... Whoa. worst case scenario, a little bit at the Friday after that. So, oh, whoa! Why did this suddenly go so wonky? What? Wait. Why is there so much fuel left in one engine? Is that a glitch, or did something go sideways on us? We might have a... I don't know what happened, but we'll have to cut the engines for the stage separation here. Oh, no, it... Whoa, okay, yeah, it was broken. Alright, well, that's alright. At least it's still accelerating. We'll have to check why that happened after the fact, but... The important thing is it's still actually accelerating. Even if it is a little icky. RCS on. Okay, that's a little more stable. So that lower stage is a little floppy. That's about the only term I can think of that would be appropriate for it. It's a floppy stage. And I'm not really sure if I can do anything about that or not. Inquiring minds want to know. I might go back and have a look at that. Why did it flop around so much this time? In the previous test it was pretty sturdy. I guess this uppermost stage is still just a little iffy as far as things go. Well, we'll figure it out. It'll be figured. So if this is going to go according to plan, which I sincerely hope it will, we'll start our gravity turn at about 60. We'll start doing our final turning. And hopefully that will leave us in a position with enough to get us to... Alright, I know I'm starting a little early here. Here we go. Try and get a little bit off of the periaps here before we're actually in orbit. I don't know if that's the most efficient way to do this, but we'll find out. We'll stop at 74. There we go. Alright. And then T-minus 30 for our final burn, which should be just over the orbital threshold, or the no atmosphere threshold. Not that it makes a huge difference in this. But yeah, it is okay. It is over that magical threshold. And here we go. Perfect. Okay. Full throttle. Come on. Just hold it steady right there. That's looking good. It's going to be tight. This is going to be a very, very tight launch at best. But I think... Alright, there goes the 0 mark right there. 50... Oh, really? Okay, so we're two... So this ship can do it. Just barely if I'm careful. 120 tons. But that's just barely. Is there anything I can do to finesse this to get a little more punch out of the lower stage, which I think is where I'm losing a little bit of function. It did go a little wacky on us. Let's have a look. Let's see, I can get a, hold on, let's have a look. Size 3 large tank damaged by engine exhaust damage. Structure failure on linkage between Rockomax X200-32 and the quad adapter. So we had a structural, and oh, we lost a winglet as well. That's why it went a little bit out of control on us. Yeah, okay, so that's what happened right there, is we had some collisions. They'll probably be pretty visible when we get to, when I on the recording, I'll have to go review that later. So let's say we take those out. Now, is there anything we can do to push these out further? We could give them more time to go away from the ship. I think that's the best thing we can do. 6. Please don't go goofy. Thank you for not going weird on us. I've had that go weird a couple times, moving around tanks. So we'll do that. We won't... We'll move these a little so that they're not... okay, there's part of the problem right there. Is we're having... I know what we'll do. With things changed that way, we'll put 4 of them on. And I'll put them right in the center like that. That might just be enough. Then we'll get... No, we need the larger wings. There we are. We'll need 4 right there. And 4 more right... Actually, we'll need 6 here. That way none of them are under the winglets. Let's just make sure none of these ejectors are going to hurt the system. Nope, we're good that front. Let's see, can we fit 6 without being... No, it's... Alright, 4 of them. Nope. Alright, so we'll do 4 of each. Whoops. 3, 4. We've got double winglets, so it should be okay. We could put them there, and then slide this over by 1 tick like that. Perfect. Okay, that should do it. Winglets off center. We effectively have 8 as a result of that setup. Now, where was our biggest problem? It's really just the whole thing. I know, putting this here is not ideal. I just could not figure out where else to put this silly probe core without winding up with with this stack the way it is. Okay, what else could we do? We could... Let's see, these are structurally linked as best as they're going to be. Could try and attach them to that directly. That might help hold things together. It's hard to say. I'll do one more attachment right there. Okay, just because we can, because otherwise this episode's going to be woefully inadequate, let's do one more launch and see if it flies any better than the previous attempt. And I will briefly review our staging and make sure it didn't get screwed up by the redesign process, which I'm sure would be a terrible thing to have happen. Let us see what we have here. That looks... That's accurate, yeah, okay. Full throttle to the engines. Doing a little... Oh, what's going on? Was that a little bit of a tilt I saw there? We're tipping, aren't we? Let's see what happened there. Oh, we are... Wow. What is going on this time? What's wrong? Holy crap, what is wrong? Wow. I didn't redesign it that much, did I? Something has gone completely haywire there. Holy smokes. I guess having this fuel that much higher is causing... This is what I get for not saving some of the redesigns. It's like, okay, this is... Yeah, no, this is... Oh, I wonder... Is it the... It's the... I know what it is. Okay, redesign again. I see what it is. Okay, so I think having the engines buffet the winglets here is bad. So we'll put 6 winglets on that are not going to be hit by that, and we're going to put 6 of those on. Okay, so none of those winglets are going to be directly impacted by the engines here. Let's see if that works any better. But why did it start? Why was it so unstable? I didn't change that much. Unless moving the tanks could have potentially destabilized the ship that much, I guess. Irritating, but possible. It feels like such an unwieldy monster, though. Holy smokes. Okay. Structural stability on. Launch. Is that any better? Yeah, that is better. Yeah, I guess it could have been the aerodynamics, the buff, the interaction between the engines and the winglets creating that instability. Interesting. Sure looks like that was the case anyways. Just cutting a tiny percentage off the fuel, like almost... We're pretty much at 99% thrust right now. But that's enough to maintain the heat at a solid position. Interesting. So it might be worth it to not try and do anything fancy with the gravity turning and the longer burn into orbit. I think doing the more efficient burn at our closer to our apoapsis, getting our apoaps up into space as quickly as possible is going to be the way to go, rather than trying to gravity turn during our launch burn further and get the that extra bit of rounding of our orbit before cutting our engines during the launch. Now I think we're going to have to stay vertically oriented until that those engines are done. We don't want to be turning if we can avoid it while before those boosters are ejected. Okay, yeah, you see, that's what I was afraid of. So the separatrons resulted in the ship, in those colliding. So those separatrons are not doing the job they're supposed to do, which is getting this thing clear as quickly as possible. Which tells me that we need to probably put 2 of them on each. Like so, and like so. I think what we'll do is we will test on the launch pad and see what happens. I really want this thing to work. So we'll move the... So we want to see if the separatrons... Well, they won't be able to move. We're just going to have to launch, aren't we? Alright, we'll just launch. Another test launch. I wonder if part of the instability was if those didn't get mirrored properly. Full throttle, SAS on. There we go. Stabilized there. We'll see if it works any better with the detachment this way. There we go. Tick off of the, probably about, yeah, a couple percentage points off the thrust. Mouse out of the way so it doesn't drive you guys insane. It's also possible that the boosters are damaging the, they could be damaging those lower tanks enough to detach them, I guess. But I mean, that detachment definitely was a disaster, a complete disaster. I'll admit I haven't played around much with separatrons in the past, so I couldn't tell you if this thing is actually going to do what I want it to do. Should be interesting to see. So separation just a little after the 10,000 meter mark with this design as it stands at the moment. almost to the separation point here. And we'll find out if this is going to work the way I want it to. Nope. That definitely did not do what I wanted it to do. Okay. I don't know. I have so much bad luck with this game sometimes. I do not know. Alright. Wow, crap. Get rid of it. Undo that. Let's get rid of these. Alright, those are on each one. Now, why is it failing to detach properly? Do I need one on each side, maybe? Let's try that. Two perfectly horizontal. And then we'll just try, just for the sake of testing, we're going to empty these tanks and see how much thrust that, because maybe there's just too much mass for those separatrons to maneuver. Alright, we'll save it for now. We'll put fuel back in those tanks in a minute. This is a separatron test. For this to be an adequate setup, it needs to be able to clear those lower fuel tanks, because if they get broken, the whole system fails. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know what I need to do here. Alright, so let's get these. The last thing I need to do is drop the whole thing on the ground. Kill the engines. And then separation test. That looked a little better. Whoops. And now we're going to... Right. That was kind of hilarious in a oops kind of way. Well, let's just make sure... Separation of stage 3 confirmed. And a little bit of damage from the exhaust, which we don't care about. Okay, well... Could work. We'll test this to separation. We know this can make it into orbit. What we don't know is... Hold on. When did we get down to 700? I have more mass to play with here. I wonder if I need to add more fuel to the lifting stage. Maybe I need... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. 700-ton ship here. Alright, the separatrons are in place. Let's just get the fuel. This thing's fueled up to full. And save it. And save and launch. Last test for today. And we'll pick up... If I can't figure this out, and I may just go back to one of my older launch designs and do a two-stage, a two-part lift for our next interplanetary mission. But I always prefer to do it as one unit, just because the end result is always stronger. There we go. Now, hopefully the double separatron will be enough to give it a little bit more departure guts this time. Okay. Go away contracts. There we are. Still a little wibbly. I don't like how wobbly it is. In spite of all the strut work I've done at the junctions here, it still just wants to flop over a little. I don't know, this central stage, I'm not convinced this is a good design in the center here. Come on, keep her steady, keep her steady, keep her vertical. Don't fail me now, thrust vectoring. I shouldn't be having to do this. The flight computer should be adjusting this thing to be stable the way it's supposed to, but it seems to just want to drift. It's either that or I'm interfering too much and it just is trying to adapt to me ham-fisting the keyboard here a bit. Seem to be okay now, so we'll let it go. So the acid test will be, does this make it? Do these boosters clear the ship? Because if they don't clear the ship, the rest of this is kind of moot. 2, 1... Okay. I think they hit the ship on the way down, but they didn't do enough damage to shut everything down, which I guess is what I wanted to have happen. It didn't really give me that much extra boost, though. Well, okay, it's still doing better than the designs I was working on in the last 2 episodes, so... looking okay. Just a little bit more... Oh, we need to vector. We need to fall over and get ready to RCS and stage separate. Any second now. Let's see. Alright, let's just keep it right there. RCS is on. 4 orange tanks are go. 48 kilometers periaps already. Okay, that actually flew better. Okay, that's good. We're a lot higher than I had anticipated, actually, from the stage 1. Got us to 44 kilometers on. Okay, what did I change? Riddle me this. What did I change that made the ship that much different? Is it somehow 200 tons light? 50, 100, 110, 120? I don't know. Sometimes sometimes I think it's the actual vehicle design part of this. I've been occasionally seeing phantom mass in designs. I've actually had to redesign several ships because I've wound up with phantom. The ship suddenly becomes overweight even though I didn't add any parts to it. All I did was detach something and reattach it in a new location. And it goes from being a good mass to a bad mass. Who knows? We are almost ready to do our orbital boost here. And we'll do it, T-minus 35 is probably a good number. There we are. Okay. Let's do this. Our periaps is rising nicely. Not as fast as I'd like, though. What is different? I don't know. Probably the fact that we didn't do that further as much of a orbital... Oh, because we missed our gravity turn. We did it really late this time. That's what's going on this time. So we're basically we're paying for my mistake earlier. We've passed our apoapsis now, which is unfortunate. I needed to start this burn a lot sooner. I think this ship is still capable of it. I just need to be a little bit... I need a lot more finesse with the actual burn. We are falling back into the atmosphere very badly right now, though. Our apoapsis is actually rising. Stop raising our apoapsis. Oh, crap. Come on. Okay, so I've completely botched this, but in spite of that... I don't know. It might be able to do it, it might not. It's certainly not. It's certainly touch and go for a 120-ton lift with this current design. As always, I crave your feedback. I wish I was having better luck with this particular project. I'm sorry I'm obsessing over it. If this is boring you, whatever happens over the next week when I return after my vacation, we will start our next mission, which will be a mission back to Eve and Gilly to accomplish what didn't quite get accomplished in the previous mission. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next episode in a week and a half. Bye for now.